2009 British Open. Thanks for joining us. It's April, so we're talking about the Masters, and let's talk about the end of Amen Corner, the 13th hole. And you're telling me there's all types of weather that can impact this course the same day you play it.
No question about it. Mainly because at Augusta you've got these old growth pine trees that are just enormous, that act like obstacles for the wind. When it funnels through, it can go anywhere. You know, we usually count on a wind direction from one direction that's going to be there all day. And at Augusta, you might have more than one different wind direction on one shot.
And with this hole, this is a short par 5, so the wind can definitely help or hurt you and really turn around someone's round.
Yeah, no question about it. You're definitely thinking aggression off the tee here because you want to take advantage of this short hole. But there's a lot of variables at play. You've got hazard up the left side, this really thick bank of trees down the left that can also come into play easily. It's a green that is treacherous with water on the right side, and the bunkers on the left are no bargain either. So you really have to be comfortable and be decisive with your decision making.
And as you tee off, the wind that you're dealing with there could be different from the wind you're playing your second shot.
Yeah, and that owes to this really thick bank of trees up the left side that can basically split wind in two directions. If you've got a north breeze coming this direction, this is at Augusta, this is north to south direction here. Wind likes to funnel down here through to the tee shot. But when you get up here to the second shot, this big thick bank of trees will actually split that wind in half, and it funnels down, it funnels up, it funnels over. You got to be ready for just about anything. And the main thing is just deciding what to do, take notes in the practice round and really pay attention, and be ready to pull the trigger.
All right, that's 13 at Augusta, always an impact due to the weather. But clouds, a little bit of sunshine out there, but as we head on towards this evening, perhaps some rain showers moving in as they crown the 79th Masters champion tonight.
Before Chris Hadfield, before Sally Ride, we turned ordinary people into heroes. Shake hands with a hero at Astronaut Encounter, one of thousands of exciting things to explore at Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex in Orlando. Always exploring.
Wherever you walk, just remember this. Whatever you step on goes on your shoes and ends up on your car's floor. So to perfectly protect your vehicle, you need WeatherTech floor liners. They're laser measured to custom fit and perfectly protect your specific make and model. Order yours at WeatherTech.com or call 1-800-CarMats. WeatherTech floor liners, proudly made in America.
Are you sending your kids to school with an allergy medicine that may make them drowsy? Only Children's Claritin provides non-drowsy 24-hour allergy relief.
And it's the #1 pediatrician recommended non-drowsy brand.
In class and out, your kids can live Claritin Clear.
Water. We take our showers with it. We make our coffee with it. But we rarely tap its true potential and just let it be itself. Flowing freely into clean lakes, clear streams, and along more freshwater coastline than any other state in the country. Come realize water's true potential. Dive in to the waters of pure Michigan. Your trip begins at michigan.org.
Before space stations, before moonwalks, we lit that candle and shot to the stars. Walk among our most powerful creations at the Rocket Garden, one of thousands of exciting things to explore at Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex in Orlando. Always exploring.
So let's go! When you go out there, it's dangerous.
Skin's ability to retain moisture weakens with age. New Gold Bond Strength and Resilience has skin-plumping moisturizers and proteins from the Resurrection Plant to bring skin back to life. 84% saw an improvement in skin texture in 5 days. Gold Bond Strength and Resilience.
When you're diabetic, one of the important things about keeping yourself healthy is keeping your skin hydrated.
Gold Bond Diabetics Dry Skin Relief. 9 out of 10 saw noticeable improvement in just 1 hour. Dry skin is under control.
Gold Bond really works.
Attention, this is a Xarelto alert. Have you or a loved one been hospitalized or died after taking the blood thinner medication Xarelto? Xarelto has been known to cause serious internal bleeding, including bleeding of the brain or gastrointestinal system. Potential claims are being reviewed for victims of Xarelto who've suffered. Don't go through it alone. Our network of experienced attorneys is ready to help fight for you. Call Xarelto Alert now for a free case evaluation. You won't pay a thing unless your case is settled.
Currently in our area, 81 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, sunshine and clouds mixed. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 87. Tonight, mostly cloudy skies. Low 74. Winds southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Monday, partly cloudy skies. High 86. Winds southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
They heard the wind howling, and then all of a sudden the roof lifted off and flew away. And then the house kind of collapsed in on top of them.
We're heading into our third day of cleanup in northern Illinois, where a monster EF4 tornado tore through Fairdale, destroying buildings and homes. The fire department says at least every building in the area sustained some type of damage. Many were wiped down to the foundation.
It's amazing that, you know, once you get into an interior closet or a bathroom, even if you don't have a basement, you do have a chance of survival, and we saw that play out in northern Illinois.
Yeah, and again, amazingly, only 2 people lost their life. Even that is definitely a tragedy for their families for sure, but about a dozen people did have some injuries as well. But it definitely was a huge concern. Now, we still have a risk of severe weather out there as we head throughout the rest of today. Let's take a look at that forecast here, because right now on the radar, we're seeing some thunderstorms rolling across areas of Missouri. Kansas City, we're slowly starting to dry out there. Finally, we're still watching plenty of lightning in the area. That is always a dangerous and deadly concern as well. And not to mention, we've been still dealing with some decent rain, and we have a risk of some more rain coming through as we head throughout the afternoon. All thanks to our cold front. As that pushes on through, it's going to take whatever moisture is in the atmosphere and start giving out more rain and more thunderstorms. And enough stronger winds from aloft mixed down. We got some gusty, damaging winds with this system as well. We'll put our model and forecast. The rain eventually pushing out of western Missouri, but across central Missouri, Jeff City, Columbia could still see some rain showers scattered as we head on towards lunchtime here. And eventually can't rule out some sprinkles making it to St. Louis, but the heavier rain will be well to the west of you, and most of that will be dying down. As we head on towards the dinner time hours, our cold front, well, storms now getting active as they approach the Twin Cities area, also pressing on through areas of western Iowa and northern and eastern areas of Nebraska. And eventually, by bedtime for the kids, we got storms blasting on through Omaha, blasting through the Twin Cities. And even Des Moines around midnight, we could see storms head your area. And then once again this evening, Kansas City is back on the docket for potentially more thunderstorms, more severe weather as well. Look at this area of red here. It stretches from Iowa all the way back on towards western Texas for more strong and severe thunderstorms. And then we're seeing more rain for Texas as we head on towards tomorrow as well. So here's our forecast for potential for Monday severe. It's much of Texas stretching into the Arklatex as well, including you in Dallas and Austin and San Antonio. Even Corpus and Brownsville could see thunderstorms. Dallas, a chance of morning storms drifting in from western Texas. Then a brief break in the middle of the day before more showers and thunderstorms erupt as we head towards the evening and the nighttime hours as well. So it's going to be a very stormy Monday for much of the state of Texas. Kelly?
Well, Paul, a special episode of Weather Geeks airing later today. We're going inside the mind of our storm master, Dr. Greg Forbes. What our Mike Bettis had to say about working with the master as they were out there chasing storms.
Our eyes, they have a 200-degree range of sight, which is good for me. Hey! And bad for the Barkley twins.
Take care of your eyes with Centrum Silver Women. Multivitamins with 60% more vitamin D.
Our brains can control over 600 muscles at the same time. Here's what 90 of them can do.
of your brain with Centrum Silver Women. Multivitamins for the most important parts of you.
Introducing new Country Time Lemonade Starter with real lemon juice. A fresh new way to make Country Time.
Cut! We all want a living room straight out of a movie set, but what if you don't have movie star money? Or a personal stylist? Or $1 million view? Well, you can still have all the style and comfort you want with the surprisingly affordable Urban Attitudes collection from Lazy Boy. You know, I do kind of miss that view. No, I mean that one.
The bonus coupon sale. You won't believe what you'll find.
Urban Attitudes from Lazy Boy. Live life comfortably.
This is good, Mom.
Good? It's delicious. And this new kibble blend is so healthy.
Thank you.
No, Nancy. Thank you. Kibbles and bits, because every bit matters.
These spicy super crunch chicken strips are not your mom's chicken strips.
No, they're my chicken strips.
It's an expression. It means they're not, plain old chicken strips.
Are you calling my mom plain and old?
No, I like these chicken
like?
strips.
Okay. Well, we'll see how this goes.
Oh my gosh.
Mom, you have an admirer. She is interested?
Okay.
Chicken strips with a kick worth calling home about. Spicy Super Crunch chicken strips. Add some spark to your morning with new Sonic Spark energy drinks. This is how you Sonic.
You know those neighbors always making weird inventions out of junk in their garage? The Weather Channel just gave them their own TV show.
It's gonna be awesome!
Sunday nights.
Come on, wind. I think I just made Mother Nature my bitch.
One man's trash.
This is perfect.
Is another man's wood-powered Jeep gasifier.
This is incredible.
Failure's not an option.
Oh, yeah, it is. We got a problem, Houston.
Brainstormers, Sunday nights at 9, only on the Weather Channel.
Well, this week, folks in northern Illinois watched as tornadoes tore through their state. This video shared by Iram Favela in Hillcrest, Illinois. Incredible images of this tornado in the distance in nearby Rochelle. 8 tornadoes confirmed to have roared through this area on Thursday. In nearby Fairdale, 2 women were killed when an EF4 twister struck that community. It was on the ground for at least 28 miles.
Well, coming up today at noon, a Weather Geeks tribute to one of the best minds in severe weather.
Forbesy has 3 passions: tornadoes, the Pittsburgh Steelers, and ice cream, and not necessarily in that order. So you can talk hook geckos with him all day long. You can talk draft day. You can talk the salary cap about the Steelers. And if you really want to make him happy, when you're out storm chasing with Dr. Forbes, find him a tornado and an ice cream shop.
Oh, we love Dr. Forbes.
That's right. It's a special edition of Weather Geeks with Dr. Greg Forbes inside the mind of the Storm Master right here at noon Eastern Time.
All right, time now for our wonder of weather, weather wow, if you will, right?
Say that fast 3 times. Weather
No,
wow,
thanks.
wonder.
What?
This is our wow moment, and take a look at this. A view of a supercell tornadic thunderstorm near Amarillo from American Airlines Flight 27.
45,000 feet high. That's so cool.
And that's why you have flight delays.
Andrea
because
Butera.
Yeah.
She used to work here.
Yes, she was a producer here. And that's why you cannot fly through that. You got to go fly around these things. Look at this thing. A huge, stunning anvil here, almost the mothership looking here from Lubbock, Texas, from storms that were blowing up there yesterday evening.
That is wow, all right. It is amazing out there. Stay right there. We'll be right back after a break.
Started my Camry. Remembered the choices I've made. To be bold where others are scared. To show her right from wrong. And realized my little girl had become an amazing human being. Who will make choices of her own. Toyota. Let's go places.
Advanced design makes it easy to protect your dog or cat from fleas and ticks. Discover Seresto. With the performance you expect from topicals in a non-greasy collar, Seresto provides protection against fleas and ticks for 8 months. Seresto.
I went to Ancestry.com, but I thought, I'm not going to make it very far. I knew my parents and my grandparents, and then it happened. I got a leaf. When I clicked on it, I could actually see my grandfather's draft card from World War I and his U.S. Census from 1910, and another members tree that had my great-grandparents and their parents and everything. And it all started with my first leaf.
Who will you discover at Ancestry.com?
I've always been into biking, but I had kids, a job, other priorities. When I bought a house at Del Webb, I joined this group and started going on long rides a few times a week. I became obsessed with getting faster. I started shaving minutes off my time, and now seconds. Our trainer here has really helped me push through to the next level. What's it really like to own a home in a Del Webb community?
Just ask real homeowners at the community that interests you. Go to delwebb.com to find yours today.
Currently in our area, 81 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, sunshine and clouds mixed. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 87. Tonight, mostly cloudy skies. Low 74. Winds southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Monday, partly cloudy skies. High 86. Winds southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Hey there, good Sunday morning to you, and welcome to Weekend Recharge. I'm Paul Goodlow.
And I'm Kelly Cass in for Maria LaRosa this morning. And for the next 2 hours, we want you to just unplug, get lost in the weather, just enjoy yourself.
So that's us calling you to say, get those cell phones and kind of usher them away and get you kind of ready for the rest of this week and what's left of it. Also get ready for what's coming up for this week ahead. In fact, for many, this week, another painful homecoming for hundreds of people here in northern Illinois. People in the town of Fairdale finally allowed back in to salvage whatever Thursday's deadly EF4 tornado did not take away, as volunteers and supplies pour in from all corners of the country.
And now we have a new severe threat emerging, a new round of trouble bubbling up today. Thunderstorm coverage increasing in density and aerial coverage from Dallas all the way up towards Minneapolis.
You'd see a lot of scenes like this week. Flash flooding, a huge concern as we head into and all across the South as we come through this week. 5, 6, 7, even 8 inches of rain possible through Friday in many areas. We'll tell you who can get swamped right here, right now on Weekend Recharge.
All right, good time to charge up the phones just in case you do lose your power with some storms that could get quite strong later today across the plains, especially down here in the southern plains, but even Kansas City. We're going to be watching out for perhaps some damaging winds. Large hail can't be ruled out either, so make sure you've got a plan where to go and put that car away when those storms are rumbling in. Stormy skies across the south as well. We're kind of in that warm sector out ahead of a cold front, so with the humidity, we're going to have persistent clouds and showers, and that is the rainfall that's going to add up, as Paul just mentioned, up to 8 inches in some spots. Then we've got our next cold front moving from the Great Lakes into the Northeast. So thankfully today looks beautiful for all of your outdoor plans. I know we've got the Cherry Blossom Festival. Today is it, the last day in Washington, D.C., and thankfully it's going to be nice.
Well, also, Kelly, this weekend recovery efforts now are in full swing in northern Illinois. Now on Thursday, tornadoes ripped through the communities of Fairdale and Rochelle.
And Fairdale was hit hardest, an EF4 twister killing 2 women there. The Red Cross is there, of course, helping victims, and Jackie Nelson talked with us about what's needed the most.
I've been to quite a few disasters in this role, and it was just so clear that the force of this tornado was unbelievable. It affected every home in the community, and most of them are gone.
And Jackie, what are the needs right now for the survivors and the victims?
They're just getting back into the community. It was unsafe for a little bit there. So we're trying to get them hot meals, make sure that everybody has a place to go. But a huge part of it is providing mental health support and comfort at this point because they are really realizing the extent of the damage.
Yeah, you make a good point, Jackie. I mean, I think a lot of people are first in shock, after something like this first happens. And now I think reality is hitting them as they sift through some of that rubble. How heartbreaking is it to see the residents, try to visit what was their homes?
It is absolutely heartbreaking. I had an opportunity to talk with a gentleman who was still looking for a missing horse that he considered like family, and people are just trying to figure out a way to move forward.
And Jackie, how can people help victims? In what ways can they help?
Right now, the thing that's going to make a biggest difference is a financial donation. If people want to give to the Red Cross, they can do that at redcross.org or 1-800-RED Cross. And also just, of course, if you know people in the area, reach out, not just now, but in the coming months. This is going to take some time. And they're a strong community. They're going to bounce back. But it's going to be important that we're there for them, months from now, too.
And the weather will be cooperating over the next several days. The forecast is just some clouds today. We could have a little more wind tomorrow, but we stay dry basically through Wednesday before morning showers come through as we head into Thursday. But temperatures are staying right around the mid to upper 60s as we head through this week. But let's talk more about the risk of severe weather because, again, the plains, the Midwest, will see this today, tonight, tomorrow, and the Southeast for much of this week as well. Right now, we're still seeing showers and thunderstorms. And look at all the lightning strikes still moving across the Show Me State. And again, this rain shield continues to hold together coming into Jeff City and Columbia, and eventually can't rule out some light rain showers in St. Louis as we head more towards the midday hours as well. But Kansas City, we are drying out right now, but we're also waiting on this, our cold front. This will start moving across and through the region, and that will kick off more showers and thunderstorms and possibly severe weather as we head throughout today as well. So we're still watching the rain moving across Missouri today. Still can't rule out, especially say St. Charles County, West County, seeing some rain showers by the time you sit down and maybe watch the Masters. But by dinner time, we're now starting to see fronts, storms just ahead and along the cold front start to fire up here. And then by bedtime, talking about Omaha, up towards the Twin Cities, storms firing up, as well as now Wichita in this, and Kansas City back in the risk for some thunderstorms. And again, this area shaded in the red stretches across the Midwest and the plains, all the way back towards the panhandles of Texas and Oklahoma into West Texas as well. Again, hail, damaging wind, and still can't rule out tornadoes. That threat's not sky high, but still, when you have severe weather, you always have that chance of tornadoes. And then tomorrow, we are still watching the storms firing up tonight across West Texas, move across the state and fire up even more storms as we have the Gulf of Mexico moisture just infiltrating the entire Gulf state region, which can give you a lot of heavy rain as we head throughout this week as well. More on that forecast coming up. But first, Dallas, we have storms firing up today and tonight, pushing through tomorrow morning, a break in the middle of the day, and then again, more scattered showers and thunderstorms popping up across North Texas as we head on towards tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening as well. And temperatures will be staying in the 70s here, but we also have a risk of some heavy rain continuing across the Gulf Coast states as we head throughout this week. And again, flash flooding will be an ongoing concern as we have rain basically from today, actually it started yesterday, right on through the middle of the week, even the end of the week. So having rainfall totals that could exceed a half foot or more, not out of the question across the Gulf Coast states through Friday.
Overflowing rain gauges in some areas. All right, thanks, Paul. Sunny days though for the Northeast. It's beautiful out there, but by Tuesday, a whole different scene. We are tracking rain up and down the East Coast.
And our nation's capital, well, the Cherry Blossom Festival is hitting its peak today. It closes out last day today after enduring a very cold winter. It's a beautiful day across the north.
I bring the gift of the Name Your Price tool to help you find a price that fits your budget. Take it all! Uh-oh.
The Name Your Price tool.
She's not to be trusted.
Kill her. It'll save you money.
The Name Your Price tool isn't witchcraft. And I didn't turn your daughter into a rooster. She just looks like that.
Burn the witch!
The Name Your Price tool, a dangerously progressive idea.
Are you sending your kids to school with an allergy medicine that may make them drowsy? Only Children's Claritin provides non-drowsy 24-hour allergy relief.
And it's the #1 pediatrician-recommended non-drowsy brand.
In class and out, your kids can live Claritin Clear.
You can't predict the market. But at T. Rowe Price, we've helped guide our clients through good times and bad. Our experienced investment professionals are one reason over 85% of our mutual funds beat their 10-year Lipper averages. So in a variety of markets, we can help you feel confident. Request a prospectus or summary prospectus with investment information, risks, fees, and expenses to read and consider carefully before investing. Call us or your advisor. T. Rowe Price. Invest with confidence.
Wow, sweet new Subaru, huh, Mitch?
Yep. You're selling the Mitchmobile?
Man, we had a lot of good times in this baby. What's your dad want for it?
Like 150 grand.
200 if they want that tape deck. You're not gonna tell your dad about the time my hamster had babies in the back seat, are you? That's just normal wear and tear, dude.
Subaru has the highest resale value of any brand, according to Kelley Blue Book. And Mitch. Love. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
Need an oil change? Let the boys do it for you with our full-service oil change and a multi-point inspection for only $19.99 with coupon. And make your service appointment easily online at petboys.com. Trust the boys to get you there.
From the very start, I wanted FitCore to be different. If you come to me, it's because you want to do what I do because I don't do what other people do. It's kind of like creating a brand for myself.
Your business is unique. Your marketing should be too. With Vistaprint, it will be. Put your personal touch on 500 business cards starting at just $9.99. Just enter promo code TV500 at Vistaprint.com.
Stay true to yourself. You can do this how you want to do it, and somebody else is going to think that's awesome and want to do it that way too.
Vistaprint.com.
So let's go!
When you go out there, it's dangerous.
Currently in our area, 81 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 86. Winds southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy. Low 74. Winds southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Monday, partly cloudy. High 86. Winds southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Still in the eye, and we're still trying to get her. And it's a big place.
She's in labor right now.
We know more about this system hour by hour.
This is our Pineapple Express pumping in that rainfall.
We are talking about a doozy of a storm.
In Tennessee, there was ice coating us, and we were trapped for 5 days in our house, and we were talking about, we need a vacation. We need to get out of here. We need to go somewhere pretty. And as we were talking about things that we'd always wanted to do, we found out that the cherry blossoms on the tidal basin was both a childhood dream of mine and my husband's.
We got some perfect timing for these refugees from winter, timing their spring vacation just right.
Oh yeah, good timing. They made it to Washington, D.C. just as the cherry blossom trees around the tidal basin hit their magnificent peak. Looking beautiful out there. Unfortunately, the weather just as nice.
Have you ever seen them?
No, not in person. I've been to D.C., but not this time of year.
I was there about 5 or 6 years ago with my kids. Got some great photos. It is a beautiful thing to do. You got to do it at least once in your life.
Okay, it's on my bucket list.
Well, again, the National Cherry Blossom Festival has been actually ongoing since March 20th. Bloom watchers have endured some pretty chilly, even some wet, even a snowy day or two.
Yeah, but you know, not today. A glorious sunny Sunday. We'll see high temperatures, very comfortable, right around 70 degrees. Diana Mayhew is the festival's president and joins us this morning. Hey, good morning, Diana.
Good morning. It's here. It's gorgeous. There's not a cloud in the sky.
I'm so glad. And I know today is the last day. So what kinds of activities are going on there today?
Well, today is the last day of this festival. We have Anacostia River Festival today that we're really focusing on river events and boating, as well as performances down at the tidal base, and there will be live entertainment from noon until 6 o'clock today. A lot of beverages, food, and all kinds of fun. And but the festival, although the events are over today, the blossoms are still blooming, and they'll be blooming a good part of this week.
And I know the blooms officially hit their peak on Friday, and they're still blooming right now, but it doesn't mean that they're done. They're not going to stop tomorrow.
Right.
So how many more days do the tourists have before some of those blooms start to fade away?
It will depend on the weather. I mean, they're strong because they are just in full bloom now, and usually they could last up to 5 to 6 days afterwards. Just depends. If a storm comes in, that might be different. But so we'll wait and see. Tomorrow they'll be great. So we'll take one day at a time.
And Diana, finally, I know you had that harsh wintry weather leading up to the festival. Did that affect the timing of the blooms?
It just made it a little bit later than normal. I mean, last year was about the same timing, maybe just a day or two earlier. But our spring celebration continues, and we actually had the parade yesterday, and it is nationally syndicated, so people can celebrate a little piece of spring for the next several weeks in their city. Just go on our website, nationalcherryblossomfestival.org, and you'll see when the parade will be aired.
All right, that is Diana Matthew, president of Washington's National Cherry Blossom Festival. Thanks for talking with us this morning.
I'm so glad the weather is cooperating for that. A lot of things, she just named it all off, going on there today. But here's a look through our tower cams now from, let's see, we've got Boston, New York City, Pittsburgh. Weather is nice today, temperatures in the 60s. And you know what, though? We're going to have that chance for showers, though, picking up starting tomorrow in some of these locations. Right, Paul?
Yeah, we certainly are. So enjoy your Sunday. Great timing on this to end your weekend on the warm and also sunny side, but we do have some wet weather coming in as we head into the work week, and some will say, hey, perfect timing, keep Saturday and Sunday dry and warm. Again, high pressure off in the Atlantic, clockwise flow. That always gives us a southwesterly wind, which is always a warming wind no matter what time of the year, keeping our temperatures 10, 15, 25 degrees above average. Storms come in really late tomorrow into your Tuesday, giving us kind of a soggy time ahead of this front, but drier weather behind the front as that comes out and clears out through as well. Temperatures still above average today. Enjoy the mid-60s in Boston and New York City as well. We could push the low 70s in D.C. and pushing close to 70 in Pittsburgh. Well, eventually, you'll see some clouds come in and some rain comes down as we head on towards your Monday. But temperatures before the rain gets there, 66 in New York. Opening day at Fenway tomorrow morning, or actually tomorrow afternoon. I'll be there tomorrow morning at MHQ. 66 degrees. That's 11 degrees above average. Got to soak that in after what? 10 feet of snow we had this year. And even Pittsburgh pushing close to 80 tomorrow before the rain comes in. There's a forecast Tuesday. Wet weather up and down the Northeast, even the mid-Atlantic. So the rain definitely could be impacting some of the cherry blossoms as we head through your Tuesday. And then again, the forecast for D.C. There's the wet weather coming in on your Tuesday. Even some clouds coming in throughout Monday evening. But overall, temperatures here tomorrow, they peak in the upper 70s, 77 degrees for a high in D.C. Got to enjoy that because D.C., we know the 90s are right around the corner.
Oh, yeah. Hot, humid, sticky weather just around the corner. But we'll enjoy springtime for now, but springtime also the time of year for storms.
Now take a live look at Chicago right now. Clear and blue skies, but rain on the way. We'll tell you when next.
You guys, I think she's here. She's here.
Is that her?
No, Valerie said she's driving a Buick.
Sure doesn't look like a Buick.
Take a fresh look at Buick. It just might surprise you.
I'm outside. Where are you? I'm right here. I'm in the Buick. I don't see a Buick.
That's not a Buick. That's what I told him.
Wow. This is
nice.
Now get sign and drive leases across the entire 2015 Buick lineup. Like this Buick Encore for around $199 per month on vehicles in stock the longest.
Shopping for the family used to cause a lot of stress between me and my budget. But thanks to Fingerhut, we have found our happy place.
Life is definitely sweeter.
At Fingerhut.com, we got approved to shop with low monthly payments, over 200,000 items with brand names like Samsung, Dyson, DeWalt, and with great family stuff like this Samsung TV.
And even our yoga mats.
All you got to do is click on over to Fingerhut.com and get the credit you deserve to get all kinds of great stuff for the family.
Mario had a job to do, but his tool selection wouldn't do. Luckily, the nearby AutoZone and a free loaner torque wrench did the trick and left Mario feeling 10 feet tall.
It's called The Zone, and we'll help get you there.
With
Crizal No Glare lenses, neither water, nor scratch, nor smudge, nor glare of night can keep you from the clearest vision possible. And Crizal has ESPF 25 to protect your eyes from the damaging rays of the sun. Crizal. Live life in the clear.
Once upon a time, there was a nice house that lived with a family. One day, it started to rain and rain. Water got inside and ruined everybody's everythings. The house thought she let the family down. But the family just didn't think a flood could ever happen.
The reality is, floods do happen. Protect what matters. Get flood insurance. Call 888-RAIN-383 to learn more.
We are still in the eye, and we're still trying to get into the safe place.
She is in labor right now.
We know more about this system hour by hour.
This is our Pineapple Express pumping in that rainfall.
We are talking about a doozy of a storm.
Sail on a 2-night Bahamas Paradise cruise from just $149. Cruise and Bahamas resort stay options also available at amazing prices. Call 800-814-7100. That's 800-814-7100.
So let's go! When you go out there, it's dangerous.
Currently in our area, 84 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 86. Winds southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy. Low 74. Winds southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Monday, partly cloudy. High 86. Winds southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Dallas, Texas. A stormy Sunday afternoon headed your way, even a Sunday night as well. Chances increasing for North Texas to see storms that linger into tonight and also fire up again on your Monday.
Right now it is time for our 7-day stretch it on out. You're going to be at the, speaking of stretch, 7th inning stretch over in Boston?
Yes, Boston's Fenway Park, home opener in Boston tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock. We'll be there tomorrow morning on AMHQ, talking about how they are recovering from the feet upon yards of snow they got this year.
Wait, the snow's gone though, right?
Most of it for Fenway is gone.
Okay,
I think some areas might have a little bit, but hey, I mean, it's been one heck of a winter across the Northeast. So hey, enjoy this weekend. You deserve this here. Boston 65 today. We'll be in the 60s again tomorrow. In New York City on your Sunday, 66 degrees, but Atlanta 75 and a lot more clouds coming in pretty early this morning.
Clouds are already here all across much of the southeast, so that rain chance is going to be increasing the next couple of days. Watching out for severe. We got the red on the map. Places like Kansas City, Wichita, down into parts of Oklahoma and Texas. Can't rule it out.
Let's take a live look at Louisville right now because, yeah, you're looking at some storms for your Monday, and yes, meaning more rain. We show you Louisville because we've actually double our average monthly rainfall here with more than 8 inches so far. Our average for the month is 4. And yeah, flood concerns last week, and now we have more rain. Look at the forecast for you Monday. More wet weather moves across the Ohio Valley, and more wet weather we're talking about across the southeast. Even more severe weather for Dallas and much of East Texas for your Monday.
Louisville, by the way, our 5th wettest April ever. So
and not even done with April.
I know, it's only halfway through the month.
Not even halfway.
Exactly. Severe thunderstorms are on the map here. Dallas, we're watching you guys. Maybe some strong winds and hail, so a heads up on that. Right along I-20 into Atlanta. Looks like a rainy Monday. That's not good for traffic.
Well, it's rainy Monday, rainy Tuesday as well, probably rainy Thursday and Wednesday on top of that as well. Chicago 66, drying out somewhat in Louisville as we head toward your Tuesday. We'll call Tuesday Tax Day Eve and wet
As you're
weather
writing
now.
them out real quick.
Yeah, moving back across the Northeast. Again, the rain holding off for the home opener, but you cool down. 60 in Boston, 65 in New York City, and more rain here in Atlanta.
It would be nice if we could just pick up that rain and put it right over here in California, where of course the drought has been the other big story. But the Northwest, Paul, look at this. We've got blue on the map. That is snow for the higher elevations.
Yeah, and it's actually not so high.
Not that
and
high.
Some snow levels in the Northwest could have come down to 2,000 feet in the middle of April. This is a wild pattern for that region. And the wet weather continues on tax day across the Southeast. Plenty of wet weather continues, although we show a lot of green. It's not going to be an all-day rain event, but some areas will see a lot of clouds and perhaps bits of showers, and some of those rain showers can be very heavy at times.
Maybe a little skiing on tax day. Look at this. We've got some snow coming through the Tetons, down through the Colorado Rockies, Denver. A little warmer for you, though, with 52, but there will be snow up in their hills, right?
Let's move on towards Thursday, with the wet weather still hanging tight with us across the Southeast. More weather back through. Holding on to a dry day for Thursday.
All right, we'll hold on to it for a little while longer because all these systems, they do progress toward the east, and our forecast does show that on Friday, here comes the rain moving into Boston, Philly, also New York City. You can see Atlanta. At least we got the warm temperatures, but it will be a good deal of rain.
Yeah, more rain. In fact, let's talk to our Dr. Greg Postel with more about the heavy rain and flood threat.
Guys, when you add up all the rain this week, it's going to end up to be pretty substantial totals across parts of the South. We're going to have perhaps as much as 5 to 8 inches in places. So on ground that's already saturated, watch out for the possibility of some localized flooding. Rainy week ahead, guys. Kind of gloomy, but at least spring-like in some sense. Back to you.
Let's start you off with Saturday here in the Southeast. Starting to see a little more dry time. The rain still hanging tight there in much of the Dallas area, and drying skies across areas of the Great Lakes.
Yeah, travel delays are a possibility where you do have the rain coming down. The good news is it washes out the pollen, at least temporarily, so that's always a good thing, right?
And also the PGA Tour stopping in Hilton Head, but up the road in Charleston, sunny and dry right now, but again, rain on the way as we end this coming week. That'll keep your temperatures a little bit cooler as we head on towards the weekend.
Pretty look right now, though, along the coast, and we'll be right back with more of Weekend Recharge.
Lowe's presents how to get inside someone's head.
I love the wicker.
I'd prefer the wood finish.
Green feels right.
Has to be blue.
2 seats is perfect.
3 seats would be better.
Those cushions really match your dress.
So, the other one then?
Let's get this one. What are you thinking?
Nothing.
Now get 15% off all Charbroil True Infrared gas grills at Lowe's, where your style comes together.
And just like that, the snow is gone. And parkas become jackets. And sweaters go down for a long nap. And off you go. And your backyard gets a whole lot bigger. And you're running and climbing. And your gear gets lighter and trimmer and fitter and smarter. And now every frozen second spent willing this day to come is just a warm, fading memory.
Most homes have air leaks and drafts that waste as much energy as leaving a window open in your home all year long. Call Champion Windows at 844-4CHAMPION. When you buy 2 rooms of windows, you'll get the 3rd room free. Call today, because every home needs a champion.
Bridgestone's new Drive Guard tires are engineered to take a puncture and go up to 50 miles.
We can drive 50 miles on a flat, and you have an app that makes nails pop up?
Yep.
We could rule the world. But I've got carpool at 3, though, so
that time
we could, mess with the world. Cut!
We all want a living room straight out of a movie set, but what if you don't have movie star money? Or a personal stylist? Or $1 million view? Well, you can still have all the style and comfort you want with the surprisingly affordable Urban Attitudes collection from Lazy Boy. You know, I do kind of miss that view. No, I mean that one.
The bonus coupon sale. You won't believe what you'll find.
Urban Attitudes from Lazy Boy. Live life comfortably.
Can a protein originally found in a jellyfish improve your memory? Our scientists say yes. Researchers have discovered a protein that actually supports healthier brain function. It's the breakthrough in a supplement called Prevagen. As we age, we lose proteins that support our brain. Prevagen supplements these proteins and has been clinically shown to improve memory. It's safe and effective. For support of healthier brain function, a sharper mind, and clearer thinking, try Prevagen for yourself today.
Making a fist. Something we do to show resolve, to defend ourselves, to declare victory.
That's how you do it.
So CVS Health provides expert support and vital medicine
Make a fist for me?
at our infusion centers or in patients' homes. We help them fight the good fight. CVS Health, because health is everything.
We are still in the eye, and we're still trying to get into the same place.
She's in labor right now.
We know more about this system hour by hour.
This is our Pineapple Express pumping in that rainfall.
We are talking about a doozy of a storm.
Currently in our area, 84 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 86. Winds southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy. Low 74. Winds southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Monday, partly cloudy. High 86. Winds southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
When you go out there, it's dangerous.
At 30 past the hour, you are watching Weekend Recharge. So glad you could join us. I'm Kelly Cass, in for Marie LaRosa this morning.
And I'm Paul Goodlow. Time now to see how the weather's impacting local communities across the country. We take a look at the front page of newspapers. And our first one is the Rockford Register-Star in Rockford, Illinois. And cleanup from last Thursday's tornado outbreak remains the top story there. The article talks about the flood of volunteers now that have flocked into Rochelle and Fairdale to help the recovery efforts there.
And on the next newspaper, the headline here, wet weather making the front pages of the Tallahassee. It's damp but delightful. Saturday's stormy weather interrupted the Word of the South Festival. In fact, at one point, a lightning advisory was issued and visitors were asked to vacate the park and seek shelter. But as you can see here, they were able to get in a couple of performances, even if the umbrellas were necessary. It's still nice.
Well, let's do one more here. Check out the front page of the Florida Times-Union in Jacksonville, Florida. The headline reads, "Fired up for fun. Thousands packed downtown Jacksonville for the One Spark Festival as the rain stays away for a good time."
Is that fire
blast.
coming out of his mouth?
Yes, a blast of a good time out in Jacksonville.
I'm always amazed by guys that can do that. And the swords down the throat and all that. Don't try this at home, right?
Yes, kids, do not try this at home. Let's talk about our top 3 stories on this Sunday. Our first story is more severe weather. Once again, the panhandles of Texas and Oklahoma stretching across areas of Kansas, including Wichita, and back into Kansas City after you saw storms this morning.
Southern soaker, especially with the persistent rain in our forecast pretty much every day this week. So through Friday, some areas could pick up 5, even as much as 8 inches of rain, and that could lead to flooding.
And the cold front on the move. This is going to spark some of the thunderstorms and severe weather tonight, but also bringing more rain as we push across the week across this country. I got to track that, bringing more rain even in the Northeast as we head into this week. Well, getting back to our other top story about the recovery efforts now, good friends, neighbors, even complete strangers are pouring into northern Illinois.
Yeah, they're coming from far and wide to help people affected by that monster EF4 tornado that hit the communities of Rochelle and Fairdale on Thursday night. NBC's Kevin Tibbles has that, plus details on the painful homecoming.
The sun comes up in a corner of Illinois torn apart by what the dark clouds delivered late Thursday.
He's over!
An EF4 tornado with sustained winds of up to 200 miles per hour slammed into the neighboring towns of Fairdale and Rochelle, killing 2, tearing homes and lives apart. With a police escort, residents were allowed to return to survey the damage and salvage what they could. Jerry Lawton is grateful his family survived.
Just be thankful for what we got.
At the firehouse in nearby Kirkland, volunteers arrive by the dozens.
Hello, are you here to volunteer?
And donations arrive by the truckload.
So toiletries are all along this line? All right.
For those left without a place to find needed supplies and stock up. It's all about community, says Assistant Fire Chief Mike Stott.
You help out your neighbor.
Right outside this door.
That's what people do. That's what makes it a great country.
Just minutes before the tornado hit, people were enjoying dinner in this restaurant, but when they heard the sirens, they made their way to the basement. It likely saved 12 lives. The 2 top floors were ripped right off, and it was an hour and a half before waitress Melissa Jaime and others would be rescued.
It's more than fear, it's just awe and shock.
Now, the shock of what happened in just a few minutes is setting in. But people here vow their neighbors will not be alone as they start to heal and rebuild. Kevin Tibbles, NBC News, Rochelle, Illinois.
Amazing. You look at some of the trees and the power of this wind where the bark on some trees and the leaves completely stripped off because of the tornadoes.
And then objects, clothing, all that stuff hanging in those trees. So a lot of cleanup ahead for that community, but I'm so glad to see everybody coming together and helping out.
Yeah, and only, it's tragic that 2 people did die, but only 200-mile-per-hour winds, that EF4. It's amazing more people did not die with this system.
Homes down to the slabs. Yeah. So a lot of rebuilding there. And weather is going to be nice for the most part, but there are going to be some thunderstorms across the middle of the country. We're tracking that from Austin all the way up into Minnesota. Austin, we've got the cloudy skies this morning. Thunderstorms developing this afternoon. Possible downpours. Kansas, thunderstorms in your forecast. In fact, a few of those storms may be severe. Minneapolis, a rumble of thunder expected as well, but more later tonight. Right, Paul?
Yeah, definitely around probably bedtime in the Twin Cities. Also Kansas City getting back into the rain. The rain finally pushing out of Kansas City right now. But here it is. It's what, 10 o'clock local time, 10:30 local time. And we still have plenty of lightning firing up here across areas of western Missouri and southeastern areas of Kansas. Still going strong. And these are from storms that fired up west of here late last night. Still rolling across the I-70 corridor. Cold front, we're watching this. It's going to track this throughout the day. That will fire up more thunderstorms later on tonight. But here's our batch of rain across Missouri right now. As we head towards lunchtime, it starts to weaken and dissipate. Clouds still with us. We'll see clouds in St. Louis, and as these storms kind of lay down, I can't rule out a few more storms popping up on the outflow boundaries later on this afternoon, but a better chance of maybe a few sprinkles coming into St. Charles County as we head towards the lunchtime hour. But now here comes our cold front. Just before dinner time, we're definitely starting to see these storms pop up. Some of these can go strong and severe. By bedtime for many, yeah, they're blasting on through the Twin Cities, blasting on through Omaha, blasting into Wichita, and also firing up around Kansas City again. So you wake up and go to bed with a chance of thunderstorms, and our chance of severe stretches from this area back to the panhandles of Texas and Oklahoma and to the Big Bend area of Texas, where storms there in Texas start to fire up and push on through Dallas tomorrow morning and then tomorrow night as well. Plenty of moisture feeding these storms. So again, scattered showers for you Monday for Detroit and Toledo, even back towards Indianapolis and Louisville. Kelly?
Well, coming up on Weekend Recharge, how weather could impact some of your outdoor events. A lot going on. In fact, here in New Orleans, the rain is coming down as we look live at Jackson Square, how that's affecting the French Quarter Festival this weekend. Up next.
This program brought to you by John Deere. Nothing runs like a deer.
You could sit at your computer and read all about zero-turn mowers. Click, scroll, tweet, or You could just sit on a John Deere Z435 Easy Track and feel its power. You'll know it'll get the job done fast. When it's time to pick a mower, you've got to get on one. Visit your local John Deere dealer for a test drive today. Sign up to take your turn on a Z435 and save $100 on your purchase. Nothing runs like a Deere.
Carpools, conferences, microwave dinners. They blur one into the next. We lose ourselves in the fog of everyday life and drift away from what matters. But like a beacon in the night, it finds us. The light of more than 100 lighthouses burning through that fog and beckoning us back to what's real and true. This light shines for us all. This light is pure Michigan. Your trip begins at Michigan.org.
Joseph A. Bank presents the Big Spring Sale. All suits and sport coats are on sale, featuring executive and Joseph suits just 2 for $2.99. Sale ends Sunday. Joseph A. Bank, the new tradition since 1905.
Need new tires? Right now at Pep Boys, when you buy 3 Falcon, Cooper, or Hankook tires, you get the 4th tire free instantly. Plus, get special financing for 12 months on purchases of $4.99 or more on your Pep Boys credit card. Trust the boys to get you there.
Andrew, Rita, Sandy. Meet Chris, Jackie, Joe. Minor damage or major disaster. When you need us most, we're there. State Farm. We're a force of nature, too.
I take these out to put in Dr. Scholl's Active Series insoles. They help reduce wear and tear on my legs because they have triple zone protection and reduce shock by 40%. So I feel like I'm ready to take on anything.
Your relationship with your dog is pure. It's innocent. It's work, but it's perfect. You wouldn't trade it for the world. So protect your dog with Trifexis. Trifexis is the monthly beef-flavored tablet that prevents heartworm disease, kills fleas, and prevents infestations, and treats and controls hook, round, and whipworm infections. Treatment with fewer than 3 monthly doses after exposure to mosquitoes may not provide complete heartworm prevention. The most common adverse reactions were vomiting, depression, and itching. Serious adverse reactions have been reported following concurrent extra-label use of ivermectin with spinosad, one of the components of Trifexis. Prior to administration, dogs should be tested for existing heartworm infection. You'll take it all, the good and the bad, because that's what makes your relationship irreplaceable. Protect your dog all year long with the 3-in-1 power of Trifexis, available by prescription only. Talk to your veterinarian about how to protect every second you share together.
Currently in our area, 84 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 86. Winds southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy. Low 74. Winds southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Monday, partly cloudy. High 86. Winds southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Here's a live look for you at Panama City Beach in Florida. Temperature 70 degrees, lots of cloud cover, not too many people on the beach right now, Paul.
Yeah, probably not the best time, best day to hit the beach with a few rain showers, maybe a few rumbles of thunder throughout the day. But looking at the forecast, you might be hard pressed to find a day to go to the beach. You'll find pockets, but overall, we have a chance of rain for Panama City basically through next week. We got the next 7 days.
All week long. So you just got to find your opportunity. Grab that dry weather when you can, because it's looking pretty soggy in a lot of locations in the south. It's not quite there yet in Atlanta, but you can see the clouds have arrived.
Yeah, low clouds there. And again, the dew point's pretty high as well, so it kind of feels a little damp out there and sticky, but we don't expect the rain to come in until around dinner time, if perhaps not even until nighttime as well. So we do have things going on like the Atlanta Dogwood Festival, so you can definitely enjoy that. It should be dry for most of that. They got food, they got music, they got arts, they got even a hot dog eating contest. And Kelly, again, the price is right. It is free 99.
Woohoo! Free 99. I love it. We are talking about rain, though, for Atlanta eventually later on tonight into the day tomorrow. So keep that in mind for that commute. We all know how that can get with the wet streets out there. But the clouds will be persistent all the way through this afternoon and this evening. Temperatures, though, despite the clouds, will still make it up into the lower 70s. For now, you can see most of the rain well off to the south of Atlanta, but southern Georgia on over towards southern Alabama. You can see where the rain is already coming down right now over towards Biloxi, Mississippi, New Orleans there in the French Quarter. We showed you that tower cam a little while ago. It is coming down out there, unfortunately, and I know we've all got outdoor plans, so just be aware that not only could we see rain, we could have some thunderstorms with this stalled out frontal boundary draped across the Gulf Coast. Plenty of moisture coming in with that and interacting with that boundary. So the showers and thunderstorms in our forecast from Houston to New Orleans all the way over through Nashville and Atlanta as we get into our Monday, and still the chance for some severe storms across the heart of Texas, including the Big D, Dallas, and Fort Worth. There could be some high winds and possibly some hail as well. But where the rain is going to be more persistent, especially along the Gulf Coast, we can't rule out several inches of rainfall. This is your forecast going all the way to Friday. So a chance of rain every day this week is going to be adding up to 5 to 8 inches of rain in some of these locations in the orange, 2 to 3 inches in that darker shade of green. And you can see what that's going to do to our forecast here with the lightning bolts showing up here in New Orleans. Again, it's not going to be a washout. We're not going to have rain the entire time, but just be prepared for the occasional downpour and the clap of thunder. Then as we head towards Houston, same for you. There could be some delays at Hobby, Intercontinental with the showers and storms around, temperatures in the 80s. And there you go, Atlanta. What can I say?
More of the same.
Washing out the pollen.
That's the good side. All
Yeah.
right. Well, speaking of the South and some storms, today is the final day of the 32nd annual French Quarter Festival in New Orleans, and hopefully it won't be a washout. Looking at the forecast.
It's still a fun place to be, though, right? Marcy Schramm is the festival's executive director, and Marcy joins us right now. Good morning, Marcy.
Good morning.
So we're talking great food and great music, right?
We are the largest free music festival in the country, and we are dedicated 100% to celebrating Louisiana music. Today we've got 23 stages running at festival, and I think our theme today is tarps. We're covering everything with tarps, and we are ready to roll at 11 o'clock.
The color of blue tarps everywhere. You mentioned the music here. We're talking about you're showcasing hundreds of local musicians, so we're talking about New Orleans. So that means blues and jazz, right?
Well, it's really, we run the gamut. Every genre of music is represented. We have over 1,700 musicians playing festival this year. Everything from gospel, blues, zydeco, jazz, even classical music. So it's, lots and lots of great music come from Louisiana, and we showcase every bit of it.
And what about the kids? Anything special for them?
We do. We have 2 kids areas. One of them is under a gigantic tent, so that's great. Families can still come out. We work very closely with Chevron, who is the title sponsor of our festival, and we have the Chevron STEAM Zone out here. That's science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. And that might not sound real, exciting, but it's lots of fun. Kids are building robots. They are learning how to make their own Play-Doh and about polymers while they're doing it. They're having crab races with little fiddler crabs. It's a action-packed kids area out here with a kids' music stage also.
And real quick, Marcy, I know you mentioned the kids' events under a big tent. What about everything else? Will this forecast of rain and storms kind of stop other things going out of the festival?
No, really it won't. We have, we've got major stages, really large stages on the riverfront in Jackson Square and at the Old U.S. Mint. We also have these really intimate, wonderful street stages on Royal Street and Bourbon Street. And we're planning on running. We also, though, have a lot of indoor stages. I'm right now in at Preservation Hall. Preservation Hall is a very, very famous jazz club. Preservation Hall is one of our stages. Good. We've got the House of Blues indoors.
We got a lot going on, Marcy. Marcy, that sounds great. Thank you so much. Don't forget about the food, too.
What's he doing? You think I have time to run into?
Golfsmith.
anything for golf.
Introducing new Flonase Allergy Relief Nasal Spray. This changes everything. New Flonase outperforms a leading allergy pill, so you will inhale life. When we breathe in allergens, our bodies react by overproducing 6 key inflammatory substances that cause our symptoms. Most allergy pills only control one substance. Flonase controls 6, and 6 is greater than 1. So roll down your windows, hug your pet, dust off some memories, make new ones. New Flonase. 6 is greater than 1. This changes everything.
15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Everybody knows that, Parker.
Well, did you know auctioneers make bad grocery store clerks?
It'll be $23.50. Now 75, 23.75. Hold them, heading it down 23.75, 24. Hey, $24, 24 and a quarter. Now half, 24 and a half and 75 and 25. Now a quarter. Hey, 26 and a quarter. Hold them, heading it down 20. You want to do it? 5 and a quarter. Sold to the man in the khaki jacket.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
You do know the experts at Midas will tell you when he's fixing now and what can wait, right? Like, I don't know, brakes? Of course I do.
One of the best things about driving is being able to stop. Get up to $100 back by mail on a 2-axle brake service. Brakes, tires, oil, everything.
Tonight at 9.
One man's trash.
This is perfect.
Is another man's wood-powered Jeep gasifier.
Brainstormers. Tonight at 9. Only on the Weather Channel.
Habitat for Humanity of Palm Beach County is a nonprofit organization dedicated to bringing people together to build safe, decent, affordable housing to serve low-income and hardworking families in our community. You can help Habitat's mission through home sponsorship, monetary donations, volunteering, or by donating sellable household items and building supplies to our restores. You can learn more at habitatpbc.org.
Strong. It comes from a place where raw strength is just a starting point. Where doing something means doing it right. Where unrivaled dependability is backed by the strongest warranty in the business. And the only job is a job well done. Welcome to Strongsville. Experience Cub Cadet Strong with the new XT Enduro Series. Find exceptional financing and a dealer near you.
Currently in our area, 84 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 86. Winds southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy. Low 74. Winds southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Monday, partly cloudy. High 86. Winds southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
They heard the wind howling, and then all of a sudden the roof lifted off and flew away. And then the house kind of collapsed in on top of them.
Another storm victim talking about the aftermath of the EF4 tornado that damaged every single home in the tiny Illinois town of Fairdale.
Yeah, just very sad situation there. A lot of cleaning up, a lot of recovery. 2 fatalities in northern Illinois with this EF4 tornado. But look at those trees. They're like splinters, no leaves.
Where are the homes? I mean, they're down to the slabs. You can barely even see the grass on some of those yards there. I mean, it looks like just a bomb went through there. And even the leaves on the trees are missing. There is nothing to be seen for miles in the area. And that's what happens, again, EF4 tornado, 200-mile-per-hour winds with this system doing that type of damage. And that was the first EF4 tornado in that part of Illinois in almost 48 years.
I was going to say, we've been off to a slow start this tornado season, and then bam, all of a sudden, it just takes one, really.
We are still below average, but again, you see scenes like that, and I mean, it takes takes your breath away.
Scares you, but also reminds you that you need to be prepared no matter what. Have a plan in place and know where to go in your home. If you don't have a basement, where do you go for a tornado?
Yeah, and again, we have another risk of severe weather as we head throughout today, even tomorrow as well. Let's talk about it, because even right now we're seeing some thunderstorms and watching storms rolling across areas of Missouri. And I know you're concerned here in northern Illinois, maybe some sprinkles, but we're not looking for storms for you from this system. That's the good news for you. So hopefully you can have a decent Sunday, even though the clouds are definitely coming your way. So again, thunderstorms still holding tight here. Can't rule out some light rain showers. Maybe a couple of rumbles of thunder getting close to St. Louis, but we're watching and tracking our cold front. That's on the move throughout the day. Our model will actually show the rain here in Missouri start to fade out and fizzle before it hits St. Louis. Again, still can't rule out some of the western areas seeing some rain showers this afternoon. But then by, say, lunchtime into dinner time, we start noticing our cold front pushing eastward, and the heat of the afternoon, even with a very strong April sun, we're going to spark up some showers and thunderstorms stretching from the Twin Cities back through Omaha and eventually into Wichita and once again Kansas City tonight. We'll see storms fire back up. Some of these could be strong and severe. We are not looking at a huge tornado risk at all. Not zero, but it's certainly not huge like it was last Thursday. But we have this risk of severe weather stretching across the Midwestern plains, back onto the panhandle of Texas and the Big Bend area of Texas as well. And the storms in Texas will keep going overnight and give you more severe weather as we head on towards your Monday. So again, areas shaded here in red here, the I-35 corridor, basically from Corpus to San Antonio to Round Rock to Austin to Dallas, Waco, all seeing the risk of thunderstorms. In Dallas, you'll have in the morning and also in the afternoon as well. So here's our forecast. Scattered showers tomorrow morning, then things quiet down, maybe some sunshine midday, and then more thunderstorms fire up as we head towards the afternoon and the evening hours here in North Texas. Kelly?
Thanks, Paul. A special episode of Weather Geeks airing later today. We're going to go inside the mind of our storm master, Dr. Greg Forbes. What our Mike Bettis had to say about working with the master out there as they chase tornadoes last tornado season. We'll be right back.
Before Mars, before the moon, we did the impossible again and again. Live the future of space travel at Exploration Space, one of thousands of exciting things to explore at Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex in Orlando. Always exploring.
Advanced design makes it easy to protect your dog or cat from fleas and ticks. Discover Seresto. With the performance you expect from topicals in a non-greasy collar, Seresto provides protection against fleas and ticks for 8 months. Seresto.
I always dreamed of coming here. When my asthma symptoms returned, my doctor prescribed Dulera to help prevent them.
Dulera is for patients 12 and older whose asthma is not well controlled on a long-term asthma control medicine, like an inhaled corticosteroid. Dulera will not replace a rescue inhaler for sudden symptoms.
A 6-month clinical study has shown Dulera helps significantly improve lung function.
Dulera contains formoterol, which increases the risk of death from asthma problems and may increase the risk of hospitalization in children and adolescents. Dulera is not for people whose asthma is well controlled with a long-term asthma control medicine, like an inhaled corticosteroid. Once your asthma is well controlled, your doctor will decide if you can stop Dulera and prescribe a different asthma control medicine, like an inhaled corticosteroid. Do not take Dulera more than prescribed. See your doctor if your asthma does not improve or gets worse.
Ask your doctor about Dulera.
Before Orion, before Atlantis, we looked to the stars and dared to dream. Stand in awe under Saturn V, the most powerful rocket ever flown. One of thousands of exciting things to explore at Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex in Orlando. Always exploring.
Control the weather. That's looking good. So we build things to harness it. That's awesome. They hit the water. Game on.
Up here in Southeast Alaska, the Coast Guard's last line of defense.
This is about how far you can push yourself.
Welcome back. This week, folks in northern Illinois watched as tornadoes tore through the state. This video shared by Iram Favela in Hillcrest, Illinois. Just incredible images of a tornado in the distance in nearby Rochelle. 8 tornadoes were confirmed to have roared through this area on Thursday. In nearby Fairdale, 2 women were killed when an EF4 twister struck their community. It was on the ground for at least 28 miles. Wow.
Well, coming up today at noon, a Weather Geeks tribute to one of the best minds in severe weather.
Forbesy has 3 passions: tornadoes, the Pittsburgh Steelers, and ice cream, and not necessarily in that order. So you can talk hook geckos with him all day long. You can talk draft day. You can talk the salary cap about the Steelers. And if you really want to make him happy, when you're out storm chasing with Dr. Forbes, find him a tornado and an ice cream shop.
In that order.
Yeah.
It's a special edition of Weather Geeks with Dr. Greg Forbes inside the mind of the Storm Master right here at noon Eastern.
And we are so honored and privileged to get to work with him here at the Weather Channel. I've learned so many things over the years.
Yep. So again, it comes up in about, 4 minutes?
Just a few minutes.
But right now, before we get to that, let's talk about another Weather Geek timeout. Wonder of weather here, and check out this, a 42,000-foot tall thunderstorm.
That is amazing. Look at the anvil. You can see as it flattens out there at the top. Just an incredible shot taken from American Air Flight 27.
Yeah, again, this anvil cloud reached out over 100 miles.
Whoa.
Yeah, this is a huge thunderstorm here. Another view from the Lubbock area. These were storms from last night. And this a great view from Lubbock. Luckily, you weren't hit that hard, but east of town, things were just raging.
Yeah, some hail, some high wind. Look at the overall structure of this cumulonimbus cloud. You can see it lit up right there in the middle. That is just beautiful. That's also in Texas, that shot.
Yeah, one of the wonders of weather. You see some great photos. Great to send it to us. Use the hashtag It's Amazing Out There. Thanks for spending some time with us at Unplugging and Weather Recharge.
All right, coming up next, Weather Geeks.
Bridgestone's new Drive Guard tires are engineered to take a puncture and go up to 50 miles.
We can drive 50 miles on a flat, and you have an app that makes nails pop up?
Yep.
We could rule the world. But I've got carpool at 3, though, so
that time
we could, mess with the world.
From the very start, I wanted FitCore to be different. If you come to me, it's because you want to do what I do, because I don't do what other people do. It's kind of like creating a brand for myself.
Your business is unique. Your marketing should be too. With Vistaprint, it will be. Put your personal touch on 500 business cards starting at just $9.99. Just enter promo code TV500 at Vistaprint.com.
Stay true to yourself. You can do this how you want to do it, and somebody else is going to think that's awesome and want to do it that way too.
Vistaprint.com.
Currently in our area, 84 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 86. Winds southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy. Low 74. Winds southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Monday, partly cloudy. High 86. Winds southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Tornado has been sighted with this storm, rotating very strongly. So these could be the kind of long-lived, violent tornadoes. When there's a tornado, it likes to hide right inside that little notch there. If you wait till you can see it, the tornado may be too close. You may not have time to take shelter.
And welcome to Weather Geeks. It is my honor and pleasure to be here today with one of what I consider the best minds in meteorology, particularly severe weather meteorology, Dr. Greg Forbes. Thank you for joining us today.
My pleasure, Marshall.
Yeah, it's really been, I've been wanting to have you on for some time, so I'm glad we had this opportunity. And we are in the heart of severe weather season. We'll talk a lot about that here, but tell us a little bit about how you got interested in meteorology. It's not just severe weather that gets you started, right?
No, I got started in the 7th grade. The teacher taught a module on meteorology. At that point in time, I knew that I wanted to to be a scientist, but didn't really think that I wanted to dissect frogs and chemists. Maybe I thought I might work my whole life before I'd come up with something new.
Sure.
And geology, I might be dead before the earthquake I predicted got verified. But then I learned that really meteorology was the science. It had data, and combined that with watching some of the TV meteorologists who were really meteorologists. I thought, whoa, this is a good science. I can make forecasts, help my mother. If it was a sunny day, she'd hang the clothes outside to dry, so I can help people with their daily lives.
Sure, and you know, I got interested in meteorology in 6th grade with my 6th grade science project, so I definitely relate to that. Now, you were an academic. You were the professor at Penn State University. You also had some experience working with Dr. Ted Fujita, who's a legend in severe. In fact, the Fujita scale, enhanced Fujita scale, is named after him. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I went to undergraduate school at Penn State, and there I learned of some of the research on thunderstorms and tornadoes that Dr. Fujita was doing. And so at that point, I decided, well, not just forecasting the weather to help people, but I want to be a severe weather forecaster so I can maybe save some lives. So I applied to the University of Chicago and was lucky enough to get an assistantship to go and study with him. And boy, those were some interesting times.
Yeah. Any memorable stories or anything that relate to the Weather Geeks audience about Dr. Fujita?
Certainly too many to mention. I was one of his key assistants in terms of going out and doing after the fact tornado damage surveys. We'd fly around a little single plane, single propeller, low-winged aircraft, Cessnas, and map out the damage and take photos of it, and then go and study it. And maybe we'd get some movies in or some pictures in, and then we'd go out and relate that to the damage. And at the time, satellite meteorology was in its infant stage, and so he had grants from NESDIS, the satellite folks, for the first geostationary satellites.
Part of the NOAA for the Weather Geeks audience out there.
And so we actually had a contract to fly around in Learjets, and we would be taking video of the up and down movement of the overshooting tops of the thunderstorms to see if that could be used to predict tornadoes and severe thunderstorm behavior. So some of my research was going in after the fact and making calculations on those movies and from satellite imagery. So those Learjet flights were exciting, and so just so many unique experiences that probably maybe 1 or 2 graduate students ever have had the opportunity to do. I was really blessed.
Oh my, yeah, absolutely. We know so much from Dr. Fujita and also from satellites and Vern Sumi and some of the things they're looking at the tops of thunderstorms. They tell us a lot about what's going on down there. Now, but I'm really interested in how you made that transition from the academic world to the television. You said you wanted to kind of touch lives, but I mean, how did you make that chance? It's quite a change.
Yeah, I thought I would go and get a master's degree studying with Dr. Fujita and go off and work at what is now called the Storm Prediction Center, but it was way too exciting. Dr. Fujita said you should stay and get your PhD, and at that point I figured probably I was overqualified maybe to go out and be an operational weather forecaster. So instead I was able to get a faculty position at Penn State, taught students to go out and be weather forecasters for 21 years. Then the Weather Channel started to expand their severe weather expert team. They had a tropical expert. They had just hired a winter weather expert, and I applied and was lucky enough to get the severe weather expert position. So at the age approaching 50 years old, I was finally able to get back and do what I had set out as a graduate student to do, maybe save some lives being a severe weather forecaster.
Right, now let's transition to Dr. Greg Forbes, severe weather expert at the Weather Channel. When you come in and you think there's going to be a significant severe weather day, I mean, what's the first thing you do? And then after that, talk us through sort of your routine to getting your information from your knowledge base and expertise to the viewers out there.
I'd probably come into the office if it's a tornado day, maybe about 10:30 in the morning. Start initially looking, I turn on the computer, look at some of the surface weather map features to see where the air is colliding. Look at the satellite imagery, the water vapor imagery to see where the upper air features are. And once I've got that sort of straightened out, look at the computer models, different computer models to see what they say about the stability and the low-level wind shear and the combination of the two.
Is there a particular, and look, we got a lot of social meteorologists and sort of model meteorologists out there, but clearly you're using all of the data. You're not just anchoring to the models.
No, that's certainly right. I've got a lot of experience. Pattern recognition, the upper air forcing and how it comes in, I feel is 50% of the story, but the rest of it is sort of energy helicity index, a combination of the instability and the low-level wind shear for tornadoes, especially the lowest kilometer, lowest 3,000 feet, are really important.
Yeah, and we're going to talk a little bit later in the show about your TourCon and what that's about, and just, I mean, there are people that have different views on it, so I want to get your thoughts on that. Sure. But what about social media and severe weather? I know you're out there on social media, and Twitter, Facebook. Positive, negative? What's your view on social media and this format?
Definitely positive. Not everyone is watching television, and if you want to get people's attention, I try to post my tornado condition index forecast and my severe weather forecast days ahead of time, so that people, if they happen to be tuning in on the Weather Channel, if they happen to be looking at Facebook, they can know that maybe Thursday is going to be a day when I have to pay particular attention to the weather, because you can't wait till 3 minutes ahead of time for them to suddenly realize that they have a problem. You sort of want to get them to recognize ahead of time that that's a bad day.
Right. Now, I mean, it got a little bit of time here. Sort of, what's the most promising technology that you've seen come down the pipe in terms of severe weather analysis? And we'll touch on some more of that later.
Well, it's a combination of things. The computers just get more and more accurate. They have more and more power. So nowadays, they're predicting thunderstorm scale features. Right. And they may ultimately predict tornadoes themselves before too many decades are gone. Then we have...
let's pick up on it after the break, because next on Weather Geeks, we're going to talk about the fact that Dr. Forbes has tracked hundreds of thousands of storms. Which one stood out to him and what was most memorable about them? Next on Weather Geeks, but first, our Geek of the Week.
Dr. Lance Bossart is a distinguished professor of atmospheric and environmental sciences at University at Albany SUNY. His research interests include planetary, synoptic, and mesoscale meteorology. He loves a good summer thunderstorm and the potential vorticity equation. In fact, Dr. Bossart coined the phrase bombogenesis in the early 70s. Dr. Lance Bossart, our Geek of the Week.
The garden is the story of our lives, told and retold. It's as old as our time on Earth, and as new as tomorrow. You can have a yard, or slightly less. Gardening isn't about where we choose to live. It's about how we choose to live. Miracle Grow. Life starts here.
14 clubs. That's what they tell us a legal golf bag can hold. And while that leaves a little room for balls and tees, it doesn't leave room for much else. There's no room left for deadlines or conference calls. Not a single pocket to hold the stress of the day or the to-do list of tomorrow. Only 14 clubs. Pick out the right one and drive it right down the middle of pure Michigan. Your trip begins at Michigan.org.
Have been shattering records. Look at this sample.
I'm getting soaked.
You weren't expecting that, were you? No, I wasn't.
Currently in our area, 84 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 86. Winds southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy. Low 74. Winds southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Monday, partly cloudy. High 86. Winds southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Go out there, it's dangerous.
Need an oil change? Let the boys do it for you with our full-service oil change and a multi-point inspection for only $19.99 with coupon. And make your service appointment easily online at petboys.com. Trust the boys to get you there.
future of the market is never clear, but at T. Rowe Price, we can help guide your retirement savings. Our experience is one reason 100% of our retirement funds beat their 10-year Lipper averages. So wherever your long-term goals take you, we can help you feel confident. Request a prospectus or summary prospectus with investment information, risks, fees, and expenses to read and consider carefully before investing. Call us or your advisor. T. Rowe Price. Invest with confidence.
Some things are not what they appear to be. Other things are exactly what they appear to be. The 306 horsepower Lexus IS 350, as aggressive as it looks.
We've given a Torcon today, the first time in the history of the Tornado Condition Index of a 10 for northern parts of Alabama. It's pretty much guaranteed there's going to be a tornado within 50 miles of you if you're in the northern half of the state. In fact, there already have been, at this point, tornadoes within 50 miles of most locations.
And we are back with Dr. Greg Forbes, severe weather expert here at the Weather Channel. It's such an honor to have you on the show. And you've tracked so many tornadoes during your career. Is there anything that's particularly memorable, any particular storm or outbreak?
Yeah, certainly there were. The El Reno tornado back in 2013 really stands out because we had our Mike Bettis that was out in there, that was in the harm's way. We lost friends of mine, Tim Samaras included that day, so that day really stands out. But there's been others. We can go back to when I was tracking tornadoes as a faculty member at Penn State. I was there looking at our local radar, tracking a big long tornado that went through the mountains, up and down the hills and ravines of central Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Never thought that could happen.
Oh, wow.
That was back in 1985.
And radar struggles in mountainous terrain. So did we have enough information with that one?
We did indeed. It had a great big hook echo, a great big supercell thunderstorm that tracked for the whole 65-mile path of the tornado. And then, of course, super outbreak 2011, April 27th, the Tuscaloosa tornado, when that one was causing so much devastation with debris ball there at Tuscaloosa, and then tracked along all the way up to Birmingham. Those three really stand out.
Now, speaking of the debris ball, I mean, we've had we're in the era of dual polarization radar now. We have things like the correlation coefficient in there and others. We're going to talk about some of that later, but I know that you've been aware of the onset of dual pole radar. What are your thoughts on dual pole? Is it going to help us or hinder us?
Oh, it really is a help. It helps us to distinguish hail versus rain, so we can unambiguously know that there's big hail falling, and we can know that it's not just a radar velocity signature. Sometimes those are false alarms or the rotation is aloft rather than at the ground. We now have the dual pole tornado debris signature that we can know that some debris has been cast upward and there may be a tornado, or there likely is a tornado that's in progress and causing damage.
Yeah, and that's a great point. And we're going to geek out on some correlation coefficient and other things later. Torcon. What's involved with that? We've had some guests on the show that, have mixed views on Torcon, but you use it and you're really a believer in it. What's the philosophy of Torcon?
Well, I developed that to try to be another way of raising awareness of what are the cases or the occasions that are the highest risk type of damage. It's not just a tornado threat day that may be a low level. This is pretty high level type of thing. Tornado Condition Index, it's a forecast tool. It's largely subjective. There's ingredients that go into that, but I'm looking at the amount of instability to allow the storms to grow and be strong. Then the low-level wind shear that allows those storms to rotate, and in particular, the very lowest 3,000 feet that seems to correlate to whether the tornadoes can form. Low cloud bases that allow the rotation to get to the ground, but maybe about half of the ingredients subjectively is the upper air forcing. The big outbreak days, those are the days that have strong upper air systems that come charging into that instability, charging into that low level wind shear area. So they really help organize everything. They're the triggers really of the whole outbreak.
And that Torcon, this is based off National Weather Service data, so you work in partnership with our federal agencies as well. So and we'll get into a little more on Torcon and also in the radar discussion after the break. But next on Weather Geeks, we'll geek out on radar tools that can help find tornadoes. And Dr. Forbes and I will talk a little bit more about Torcon and some of the other things that he sees coming down the pipe on Weather Geeks.
There's nothing more romantic than a spontaneous moment, so why pause to take a pill? And why stop what you're doing to find a bathroom? With Cialis for daily use, you don't have to plan around either. It's the only daily tablet approved to treat erectile dysfunction, so you can be ready anytime the moment is right. Plus, Cialis treats the frustrating urinary symptoms of BPH, like needing to go frequently, day or night. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions and medicines and ask if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain, as it may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Do not drink alcohol in excess. Side effects may include headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. To avoid long-term injury, get medical help right away for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. If you have any sudden decrease or loss in hearing or vision, or any symptoms of an allergic reaction, stop taking Cialis and get medical help right away. Why pause the moment? Ask your doctor about Cialis for daily use. For a free 30-tablet trial, go to Cialis.com.
I take these out to put in Dr. Scholl's Active Series insoles. They help reduce wear and tear on my legs because they have triple zone protection and reduce shock by 40%. So I feel like I'm ready to take on anything.
Gonna wash the dust off my soul. Gonna listen to some rock and roll. No cares, come what may. I'm making a beautiful day.
You're only young once, unless you have a Subaru.
The Subaru XV Crosstrek. Symmetrical all-wheel drive plus 34 mpg. Love. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
You know those neighbors always making weird inventions out of junk in their garage? We just gave them their own TV show.
Come on, Wind.
I think I just made Mother Nature my bitch.
One man's trash.
This is perfect.
Is another man's wood-powered Jeep gasifier.
Brainstormers, tonight at 9, only on the Weather Channel.
When you're in pain, an hour seems like a day seems like a month. Resolute Pain Solutions offers same-day, next-day appointments for evaluation and treatment. Our pain management specialists have the knowledge and experience in state-of-the-art procedures to relieve pain and get you moving. Patients in pain no longer have to endure unnecessary suffering while waiting for an appointment. Resolute Pain Solutions. Stop hurting. Start living today. Visit resolutemd.com/TV.
Many prescriptions can cause dry mouth. Act Dry Mouth Mouthwash and new toothpaste relieve dry mouth symptoms with soothing formulas that strengthen teeth and freshen breath. Act Stronger Teeth and Dry Mouth Relief. To soothe dry mouth on the go, try Act Dry Mouth Lozenges.
Skin's ability to retain moisture weakens with age. New Gold Bond Strength and Resilience has skin-plumping moisturizers and proteins from the Resurrection Plant to bring skin back to life. 84% saw an improvement in skin texture in 5 days. Gold Bond Strength and Resilience.
So let's go! When you go out there, it's dangerous.
Control the weather. That's looking good. So we build things to harness it. That's awesome.
They hit the water, game on.
Up here in Southeast Alaska, the Coast Guard's last line of defense.
This is about how far you can push yourself.
Currently in our area, 83 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, sunshine and clouds mixed. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 86. Tonight, partly to mostly cloudy. Low 74. Winds southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Monday, partly to mostly cloudy. High 86. Winds southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
We've given a Torcon today, the first time in the history of the Tornado Condition Index of a 10 for northern parts of Alabama. It's pretty much guaranteed there's going to be a tornado within 50 miles of you if you're in the northern half of the state. In fact, there already have been, at this point, tornadoes within 50 miles of most locations.
And we were talking about Torcon, and you just talked about a Torcon of 10 there. So obviously that means to me there's something serious going on. But the levels of Torcon, and when should people really be paying attention and preparing?
Yeah, it's a 10-point scale going from 0 to 10. And roughly, if you multiply by 10, you get the approximate percentage of chance of a tornado within 50 miles. So 10 means 100. Sort of the threshold level is about a 3. That means about a 30% chance of a tornado within 50 miles. And when it gets up 5 or higher, those are not real common. And so those are really significant chances of quite a few tornadoes on that particular occasion.
Right. And so, yeah, we've got some graphics up showing the Torcon here. You see that. I mean, there are some people that say, well, you know, Forbes Torcon, it can be confusing. It can be sort of counter to the Weather Service. What would you say to those critics that talk about that?
Well, I think it helps raise awareness, and various people have said that. Instead of just saying that there's a chance of tornadoes today, right, it sort of helps people realize whether it's sort of just a very isolated tornado threat versus it's one of those big outbreak days that, and this doesn't specifically deal with tornado intensity, but we do know that there's a correlation that the days that have a lot of tornadoes, often a few of those are strong to even violent. So we want people to be aware of those situations.
Yeah, and let's kind of pivot and talk a little bit more about dual polarization radar now, because that really is, radar is the tool of the mesoscale meteorologist, is what I tell my students. Yeah. And now we've moved into dual polarization radar. And, you know, there are a lot of terms that people might not realize. Here we see some dual pole analysis for some recent tornadoes. You've got things like the correlation coefficient. You've got differential reflectivity. You know, talk to us a little bit about correlation coefficient.
Yeah, the dual pole radar, instead of just the beam oscillating one way, it oscillates horizontally and then vertically. Right. So you get a different signal back depending on how it hits the targets from those two. The correlation coefficient, that indicates how well there's a correlation between the horizontal and the vertical scans, and you get low correlation coefficient when things are tumbling, like or insects that are flying. In particular, in the tornado case, debris that's tumbling around, and so you see rain and hail that has sort of, in the way we show it, bright red or lavender colors. You see a little blue hole with a low correlation coefficient, and that's the tornado debris signature of a possible tornado.
Yeah, and so you mentioned that the Weather Channel is showing dual polarization radar. Is it being used quite a bit now, and are there particular things that you prefer or want to show during your segments?
Yeah, I'll show the viewers that there is a tornado debris signature with that pretty routinely when we have a tornado warning. We also look and try to see when we have big high returns on the radar whether or not that is just very heavy rain or whether that's some large hail. So we'll sometimes use what's called the differential reflectivity.
Exactly.
The raindrops, because they sort of fall like hamburger buns, they give a real high return on that, whereas hail that's more spherical, they give a value that's closer to 1 or to 0 if you use a logarithmic scale. And so we can distinguish the two using this dual pole radar.
Yeah, this is just beautiful Weather Geek stuff. This is perfect for the show because I think Weather Geeks out there and the public needs to understand this new tool that's out there. Now, I want to end the show by saying, you know, what's next for Dr. Runyon? Clearly, you're going to continue to alert and warn the public, but in your time where you're not during the season, are there research projects or things that you're thinking about?
I try to do some research behind the scenes tornado statistics. This past winter, I've been looking at county by county, the tornado frequency and the number of miles by county in relation to terrain, in particular across the Southeast, but I'll probably expand that to some other states as well.
Right, and that's where we have to end it. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for joining us on Weather Geeks. You can find us on our Twitter site. We also have a Facebook page. We'll see you right back here next week on Weather Geeks.
Termites like to use stealth. They live underground and build mud tubes, little tunnels made of chewed wood, mud, and I say this delicately, they're poop. To sneak into your home. But I know all about their covert operations. Using my flow meter, I apply the proper amount your home needs to help keep them from breaking and entering. To catch a pest, you have to think like a pest, not just for any home.
your home. Orkin, pest control down to a science.
From coast to coast, in every state, people all across the nation are learning something new. That the best way to protect their cars, trucks, and SUVs is with WeatherTech floor liners. They're laser measured to perfectly protect your specific vehicle. Front, back, even up the sides. Order yours today at WeatherTech.com or call 1-800-CarMax. WeatherTech floor liners, proudly made in America.
良質熟練の技革新1000年の歴史を持つ文化が最先端の製造技術を使うと待てよあれこれってクライスラー
Reliability is now an American thing. Introducing the all-new Chrysler 200. America's import. Find it at Chrysler.com.
Thompson's Water Seal Waterproofing Stain. The seal you can trust, with stain and sealer in one, and easy-to-choose colors. Exceptional beauty and protection have never been easier. Thompson's Water Seal Waterproofing Stain. Available at the Home Depot.
I am never getting married. Never. Guaranteed. You picked a beautiful ring. Thank you. We're never having kids. Breathe.
A little bit here.
We are never moving to the suburbs. We are never getting one of those. We're never having another kid.
I'm pregnant.
I'm never letting go.
For all the nevers in life, State Farm is there.
Discover Can-Am's wide range of industry-leading vehicles during the Ready to Ride sales event. For a limited time, the Outlander L starts at $59.99. Or get the versatile Commander, the powerful Outlander, and the turbocharged Maverick XDS. With cash rebates up to $2,000. Don't miss out. Visit your local dealer during the Ready to Ride sales event. Can-Am, the ride says it all.
Let me talk to you about retirement. A 401k is the most sound way to go. Let's talk asset allocation. Sure.
You seem knowledgeable, professional.
I'm actually a DJ.
No way.
That really is you. If they're not a CFP pro, you just don't know. CFP, work with the highest standard.
You know those neighbors always making weird inventions out of junk in their garage? The Weather Channel just gave them their own TV show.
It's gonna be awesome!
Sunday nights.
Come on, Wind. I think I just made Mother Nature my bitch.
One man's trash.
This is perfect.
Is another man's wood-powered Jeep gasifier.
This is incredible.
Failure's not an option.
Oh, yeah, it is.
We got a problem, Houston.
Brainstormers, Sunday nights at 9, only on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 83 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, sunshine and clouds mixed. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 86. Tonight, partly to mostly cloudy. Low 74. Winds southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Monday, partly to mostly cloudy. High 86. Winds southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
That's awesome. They hit the water. Game on.
Up here in Southeast Alaska, Coast Guard's last line of defense.
This is about how far you can push yourself.
You know you're going to go out in bad weather.
We're willing to take a lot of risk.
He has no heartbeat. He's got no pulse.
These people are counting on us. So let's go!
I've never been so terrified.
When you go out there, it's dangerous.
A
On this episode of Real Rivals, a winner-takes-all tournament raises the stakes between two captains.
George, why do you look so serious?
That's called my game face.
Somebody get the leader on that fish.
And a captain with rookies on board
Steady, wine steady. The biggest fish of my life.
faces unfriendly weather and disastrous mechanical issues.
There's 150 gallons of water in the boat. You get too much, you could sink.
Down in the Florida Keys, hotshot captains battle each other for monster game fish. But the only thing as fierce as the changing weather conditions is the competition and the massive egos.
This is my office out here. My ocean.
I'm gonna spank you like a little baby.
I can see the hate in your eyes, Scott. You're shooting bottle rockets at us. Look at what we got here. I'm getting ready for a sailfish tournament tomorrow, and one of my biggest clients, Mark Sherry, is sponsoring me. And who swings by to mock my stress? None other than the Stanzik. It must be so nice to have so much money that you can just go golfing in the middle of season. Man, good every week.
Tomorrow, George and Augie are in a tournament together. I figured I'm just going to go work on my golf swing, give those guys a break from trying to keep up with me. And I don't just mean on the water. I can go out with any girl, anytime, anywhere I want. Really? Have a good day.
I wish I was him. Oh, that's God's gift to women, brother.
I thought I was. Until this guy came up.
You might be, but at least you don't tell everybody.
He's a doctor, right?
Yeah, that's the doctor. Yeah. Proctologist. All right, let's go. We are in a tournament today, the Islamorada Captain's Cup Sailfish Tournament. We've got Mark Sherry, Justin, Timmy, Ross, and Raymond.
First prize is $10,000. Second prize is a set of steak knives. And third place is you're fired. If you're not first, you're last in this tournament. So, we'll take the money.
So we're going to go try to catch a few sail dogs. There's only 6 boats competing in this tournament, and from our marina, it's just me and George. Yeah, I'd like to beat George today, man, but have you seen the boat he's on? It's going to be tough to beat him today.
Today, I'm the captain for my most important client, Daniel Hassan. I charter boats for Dan a large portion of the year, and he expects nothing but the best. Daniel asked me to help him with the layout of his new boat. The boat's worth $3 million, and it's built to fish, so there's no excuses for anything but a win.
My name is Daniel. I used to work at Goldman Sachs. I started a technology company, sold that off, started a pharmaceutical company. Always going, keep moving. If you're one way in your business life, usually the same way in your private time. So if we see a fish, we're going to get to before anyone else does. Because if we do well today, all the other boats are going to know that the rest of the season they got to look out for us.
This boat is made for fishing, and Daniel expects to win, so I feel that pressure.
Hey guys, good morning. Dustin? Good to meet you. Nathan, good to meet you. I'm Nick. Today my clients are 2 cousins from Ohio, Dustin and Nate, and they've never caught a sailfish before. Down here, last year I actually proposed to my wife, and then the next day we went fishing, for sailfish. I didn't get any, but I saw your boat, the B&M, catch 2 sailfish that day. So I told my wife, if I'm going to catch a sailfish, it's going to be with this guy right here. So that's pretty much why we're down here. Well, I'm glad you came back here, and hopefully we'll live up to the reputation. The problem with first-timers is we may not spot a fish, and if we do, we may hook it and then may lose it. Mark Sherry has dumped $4 grand into the entry fee in this tournament.
I'm Mark Sherry from New York City, and I'm a restaurateur, and I like to pack my restaurants, and on the side I like to fish, and I like to have a good time, and I like to be associated with great people.
You know, Mark is a big deal. He sends me pictures every week of him with this celebrity and him with this superstar and this. So it really makes me feel good that he likes to fish with me. It's very important that we do not have losing streaks with Mark Sherry.
At 4 o'clock, have your cameras ready. We're going to win this tournament.
There's no wind at all. I mean, there's just barely a light breeze, and we're going to try these extra light wind kites. The way they're designed, they really fly well in light wind.
We like to fly our kites about 100 yards off the boat and suspend our baits from those kites with special riggers. But the winds are flat right now, so we're going to actually have to use helium balloons to keep our kites up in the air.
A lot of air.
See, that's why we should, that's what. The balloon pop?
Yep.
We got 2 or 3 minutes here till line's in, and we're a little behind the gun here.
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
This is some serious business going on here.
Come on, Ross.
That's the wire.
Yeah, a little behind schedule.
1 minute. Oh! You're not trying the ends in this one now?
My guys have really screwed the pooch this morning, so we got to think fast here so I don't look like an idiot in front of Mark Sherry. We're going to get 4 baits out, we're going to relax, and we're going to work on the kites. Everybody getting all spun up.
Hey, everybody, it's 8 o'clock. Lines in the water.
Predator, loud and clear.
Thank you, Predator. Good luck.
This is not the way we wanted to start things this morning. We're going to have to turn things around quickly if we want to win this day.
Hey, get a bally ready. 50 feet. A lot of fish in here, boy.
I've seen a lot of sailfish showering this morning. Now it's just a matter of hooking them up.
Line on like 10 feet. See if he gets fired up. Keep whining, keep whining. Stop. Come on. Stop, he's off the hook. Bring it in.
All right, who's up next? My fish 50.
The fish in the first spot were not very hungry, but that's the advantage of having a boat this fast. If we spot something far away, we can shoot right over there.
There he is, get a bait. 2 fish, 3 fish, 3 fish. Behind him, see if they see it. Wind on a little bit. Man, didn't even come over to it. Out here far. Good. Lazily swimming up to it. Try a sardine. Not even looking at the ballio.
This is the most frustrating part of fishing. I can see sailfish everywhere, but they don't want to eat our bait.
Ah, he's being lazy. Try casting the fish that's inshore him. Look at me, out here kind of far like that. Edge of the bubble. Stop, stop, stop. Oh, he's on it. Jack ate it. Get another bait. Hurry up. Come on, Eric, you gotta be quicker, dude.
I need these guys to move quickly because in a tournament, every fish counts.
Not even looking at it. You keep looking. For some reason, my bilge pumps went out and we got some water in the bilge. You get too much, you could sink. Bilge pump is a pump on the boat that gets rid of excess water so we can stay afloat. Mine seems to be clogged, which could really be disastrous. Pretty serious right now. There's probably 150 gallons of water in the boat, which is not good. It's never happened before. Even though we're not in the tournament, these guys have came all the way down here because of my reputation. Now we're in water. I'm trying not to let the gravity of the situation onto my customers. But thank God we have life jackets on board, because if this doesn't get fixed, we have to use them.
New Flonase Allergy Relief Nasal Spray outperforms a leading allergy pill. Most allergy pills only control one substance. Flonase controls 6. So go ahead, inhale life. New Flonase. 6 is greater than 1. This changes everything.
Once we were dreamers, adventurers set out to discover new lands, new people, new ways. Once we were great explorers in search of hidden treasure, secret hideouts, magic lands. The treasure is still here and waiting to inspire a new generation of dreamers. Come uncover the riches and bounty of pure Michigan at Michigan.org.
Advanced Design makes it easy to protect your dog or cat from fleas and ticks. Discover Seresto. With the performance you expect from topicals in a non-greasy collar, Seresto provides protection against fleas and ticks for 8 months. Seresto.
Wow, sweet new Subaru, huh, Mitch? Yep. You're selling the Mitchmobile? Man, we had a lot of good times in this baby. What's your dad want for it? Like $150,000. $200 if they want that tape deck. You're not gonna tell your dad about the time my hamster had babies in the back seat, are you? That's just normal wear and tear, dude.
Subaru has the highest resale value of any brand, according to Kelley Blue Book. And Mitch.
Love. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
Need new tires? Right now at Pep Boys, when you buy 3 Falcon, Cooper, or Hankook tires, you get the 4th tire free instantly. Plus, get special financing for 12 months on purchases of $4.99 or more on your Pep Boys credit card. Trust the boys to get you there.
We have been shattering records. Look at this sample.
I'm getting soaked.
You weren't expecting that, were you?
No, I wasn't.
George and Augie may be sweating out who's going to win the sailfish tournament, but I've got much bigger problems. My bilge pump has quit working. If we don't get that fixed, we could literally sink. Never happened for 6 years we had the boat.
Hey, see what's going on if this one's pumping or not, all right?
Yeah, it's pumping good.
All right.
We're getting solid water out now. The bilge pump seems to be working again, and luckily we got enough water out of the boat that we should be okay for the rest of the day. We're still floating, Dustin, and we just had to get the pumps cleared and get all that stuff fixed up. My heart's pumping a little bit right now. I was nervous. You don't want to panic because then you may make a bad decision, and now we can worry about fishing again. I'll go back up in the tower.
Me and George are in a 6-boat sailfish tournament that pays $15 grand to the winner. We got off to an embarrassing start this morning with my most important client, restaurant mogul Mark Sherry. Be ready, you're gonna get a bite. Nobody's caught anything yet this morning, so I'd really like to hook up now and show Mark that we can beat George.
Oh, here he comes, coming up, he's coming up.
He's eating you, Raymond. Predator hooked up.
Hooked up, baby!
And almost right off the bat, you know, we're hooked up.
Another fish eating your right log. Double, double, double. Come on him.
He's eating you now, Ross. And then we get our second sailfish hooked on. Predator is hooked up to a double. Okay, hold on, buddy.
Ready, huh?
We don't bring the sailfish on the boat so we can preserve the sailfish population. So when you get that fish within 15 feet of the boat, it's considered a catch.
Nice job, Augie. Let's go. First fish, IFC.
So we got our first fish caught, and we still have another one on.
What's it, boy?
Right now for Ross?
Number two.
I think George gets real intense on these tournaments, and I know us having 2 fish is really eating him up. George, why you look